What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Owns Somebody's Son Season 1, Episode 6, Bear It All. What I realized that last week, it didn't come on, so I really didn't miss anything. But I know I have to bring y'all tonight's episode, but I still have like a whole lot more to give y'all, so just really bear with me today because I told y'all I'll be dropping videos. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button on every video that I decide that I drop. I'm sorry. Make sure you guys are liking all the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things. Once again, I really want to thank you guys for being patient with me all week. And, I love y'all. Okay, here we go. So we start the episode with Joshua and Mama Oma. And, of course, the episode starts with Tamaris. She's in a confessional saying a conversation needs to be had between her and Joshua because Lexi told her that Joshua said some negative things about her. And I'm sorry, not about her, but about their date. And she don't like she don't know if he's interested in her. And so in the next scene, everybody's in the kitchen eating breakfast. He asks about Tamaris, and production flashback to the conversation Joshua had with Lexi. Lexi said in her confessional she wanted Tamaris to know what Joshua was on. And I just kind of feel like I feel like Lexi was kind of pressed that Joshua and Tamaris went on a date. He didn't say anything negative to Lexi. All he said was she kept asking about the date, and rather him actually talk about the date, he was like, kind of pivoted. He pivoted back to talk about him and Lexi, in my opinion. I just felt like he redirected the conversation, and I think she took it the wrong way unless production isn't showing anything. So Tamaris walked into the kitchen. Joshua actually asked about her, and then she walked into the kitchen and he spoke to her. She's very quiet, and y'all, even in this moment I saw the way, and again, this could have been a production thing, but I saw how production kind of panned in a little bit on Lexi, how she was just kind of smirking. I really didn't like that. I don't know, I am trying to give Lexi a chance, but it's not really tipping in her favor. Okay, so Mama Oma asked Joshua how was the date with him and Tamaris, because I guess she's seen things were getting kind of awkward, so she pulled him aside. And so he said the date went well, but he just assumed that she wanted more time with him. And my opinion, you just really need to talk to her to find out her side of the story, to see why she's pulling back and being distant. So Mama Oma asked if he had a favorite, and he said no. So then we get over to James and Mama Charlisa. James tell Mama Charlisa that there was a spark between him and Alyssa, but he didn't want to move. No, I'm sorry. He said that in his confessional. He said he didn't want to move fast. He said, oh, no, I'm sorry. He told it to his mama. He said that they both were on fire for each other, basically. And that mama was like, I'm not surprised. Y'all know, in my opinion, James don't really see it for Bree. But I think he's just being nice and being cordial to Bree. I think he kind of likes Sabrina, but I think he really liked, as I stated in the beginning, he saw Alyssa and everything else went out the window. So apparently the girls have to be makeup free, and Joshua and James will have a choice tonight to pick their date. So Mama Charlisa is happy about that. She says she's really happy about the ladies being vulnerable. So Chambrielle says she wanted to look good, and Lexi as well. But to me, again, in my opinion, all of these ladies if you just watch just watch all of the past episodes, they have shown the ladies in confessionals without makeup, and I tell you that they all are equally beautiful. Like, to me, it's not one needing the other. So for me, I feel like the ladies really don't need makeup. It's just like an extra zha or whatever. But to me they don't need no makeup. But I guess we all, sometimes ladies, we spruce stuff up, and I'm not mad at it. But they're like extremely pretty. So James and Mama Charlisa, we get back to James and Mama Charlisa. Bree said she was emotional and she didn't want to be, but she also said that she and the ladies are super pretty. No, she didn't say that. Okay, I'm sorry. So Bree said that she was emotional. I don't think she meant to be emotional, but I think with everything happening, I think it just, kind of got the best of her. And so the assignment actually was for all of the ladies to total up how much they spend on their monthly maintenance. And for me, I just wanted to know why is that important, because for each woman that is on the cast, they have their own money, right? They're independent in their own right. They come with their own bag. They like the way, everything has been presented. These ladies have their own everything. So I feel like that's not important. If you're going to be with me and I have a budget, that doesn't mean anything should change. Now, as my husband, you can contribute to the budget, or you can be like, okay, I take this, you'll take that. But if I can afford to do all of these things, I don't think it should be a problem over here. And I don't think anything should change because you're added on into my life. These are things that I like. This is a part of my self-care. But that's just me. That's just me. It doesn't matter the cost. I just feel like we all are entitled to our own self-care. We work hard, and we should be able to do those things that we want to do. So as far as the maintenance go, Alyssa spends $1,205. Sabrinae is $1,040, and Bree spends $20 because all she does is get her eyebrows done. She pretty much says that, she do more. She spends less here, but she puts in more here. And she feels like, getting her eyebrows done is more of a priority to her than anything else. Again, Bree is a pretty woman. Bree, again, it doesn't matter the cost of it. I just think that this particular exercise really didn't make any sense to me, but okay. So Alyssa was surprised that she spent more money, and I'm like, Alyssa, really? Like, yeah, no. And Alyssa wants someone to take care of herself, so her self-care budget. She was like, I live a certain lifestyle, and that if you're coming into my life, I feel like that should be your job to continuously keep up with my self-care. I'm not mad at it. So Bree and Sabrinae also want to be treated by their partners as well. I think just a little less, So James decided to take Sabrinae on a date because she wasn't too low and she wasn't too high. But ultimately, Bree said she thought that it would have been her. I feel like James selected Sabrinae because he hadn't been on a one-on-one. I don't think he had been on a date with her. And I truly believe he is not interested in Bree. Sorry, not sorry. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So, Joshua and Mama Oma. The ladies come out beautiful without makeup. Lexi has a huge problem with not having on her makeup, which I really don't know why, because she is beautiful. Anyway, Tamara spends $2,000 on her self-care month. Shambrielle spends $18.15, and Lexi spends $240 because Lexi does a lot of things on her own. She's learned how to take care of herself, and I do think because she's a mom, she has to, she has to prioritize a lot of things she have going in her life. So I don't want to be too much over here, and this is just my personal opinion. I don't want to give too much over here because I have these girls over here. So I think it's good. Like, I want to be able to teach them how, you can go out if you can afford it to do those things, but you can learn how to do X, Y, and Z. Again, my question is, why is this important? If these ladies have their own money, they make their own, they're their own woman. They work hard. I just think that these things shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be a topic of a conversation, especially in this situation. I'm sorry. So Shambrielle says she takes care of her own expenses. And let me tell you, I like Mama Oma because she knows the cost of beauty. What costs over here for this person may not cost that much over here for this person. So it depends on your finances. It depends on your it really just depends on your finances and the things that you like to do. Like, I can have all the finances in the world, but I may not like my nails done. I may just like, press-ons. I know some of my old videos, I would wear my nails. I still have a bunch of nail press-ons in there that I think I'm going to start back wearing again. But I just felt like those things are not important. It shouldn't be a factor in this setting. But I like Mama Oma because she knows that beauty does cost. Like my hair. I have a friend of mine who does my hair. I have to go back and get it retwisted. But what was supposed to start off as micro locks, I just end up turning it into traditional locks. I have found someone to do these for me and kind of let it go, let it flow, let it grow. It's actually longer than this, but my hair is it's scrunched up a lot. I didn't realize that being natural, but my hair it's longer than this, but of course it just scrunches up. And I don't think I'm using the right word, but I'm new to having locks, and if somebody would have told me I had locks, I would have said no. Anyway, I really do like Mama Oma. So, she sees the importance of beauty. So, Joshua chose Lexi, but ultimately I kind of feel like, and I could be wrong, I feel like he chose Lexi because he looks at her like she's not going to take a lot of money out of my pocket. And I really don't think that's fair. So over with James and Mama Charlize, James have his massage date with Sabrinae, and she's very reserved. James is actually liking Sabrinae. They're having good conversation and they're having an amazing time. So back over at Joshua and Mama Oma on a date with Lexi, Joshua at this point, it feels like Lexi, to me, again, I know it looks like I'm being extremely hard on Lexi, but I'm not. And I know the one thing she considers is having somebody with her because she's a mom, and so she think of her girls first. But it also seems like she just wants to be picked. He tells Lexi why he chose her, and they talk about what do they see happening in 3 years. She says she sees herself married and growing in her career. He's attractive to Lexi, but he said that he's not ready to play the stepdad role. And I just feel like if you wasn't ready, why are you doing this? I feel like you're wasting her time. And I just want to say this. This is just personally. Initially in the beginning, if it's something about a person that you're just not clicking with, stop bringing them into your life. Like, don't do that. It's a waste of time. It is, y'all. I just felt like I needed to say that. So Tamaris and Joshua finally have their talk. She told him what Lexi said, but she said the ladies, and I was like, I don't think like the way production showed it, it was all Lexi. And Chambrielle, the way production was showing it, Chambrielle was being more of a support, because again, they wasn't there and nobody was in the kitchen when Lexi talked to Joshua. I just think she took it how she wanted to take it, and I think that there is a slight threat when it comes to Lexi. Like, I don't know. She feels, she felt like her feelings was invalidated, and she tears up. And ultimately, they decide to, smooth everything out. I'm glad that they actually talked it over. And y'all, this is where the episode end. And next week we gonna see that other mama. She coming back. All right. The next video y'all probably most likely gonna get is Never Ever Met. I was very triggered. It's a lot of things that have been triggering me lately. But Never Ever Met is one of those videos. So I will come back to y'all in another video. So bye.